So we are learning from the very basic points. Today we are going to start learning about the C programming language. C language. So first of all, so what is the programming language? And so why we need to learn programming language? So starting from the very basic point, a simple example. Let's say there is one person. There is one person. And the person so want to communicate with another person. Suppose I am talking to you. I'm talking to you. Just a small conversation. Let's say you are my friend. Let's say you are my friend. I'm giving four instructions. Four instructions. Okay. Hi. We go out, have some coffee, and we'll come back. We'll come back. Just four instructions I'm giving to you. It's a normal conversation. So one friend, let's say one friend is talking with another friend is a communication. For this passing instructions to do some task, when you are communicating with the someone, you are passing some instructions. Okay. Now, in the same way, now the person, now the person want to talk with a machine, computer, want to talk with a machine. So any machine. Here is just a computer, any electronic device. Suppose calculator. Okay. A Xerox machine, washing machine, any electronic device, we call it as a machine because program is required. Now the question is how I am communicating with my friend. In the same way, now I am communicating. I just want to communicate with the machine. A human want to communicate with the machine. Sir, why? Why we need to communicate with machines? Why we use machines? Simple answer. If I ask the question, tell me what is 5 into 6? Quickly you will answer. It's a 30. If I ask what is a 5 plus 6? Quickly you will answer is a 11. If I ask 2, 3, 4, 5 into 7, 8, 9, 0, then we use a machine. If anyone asks, okay, to communicate with the computer, you are writing programs, okay. First tell me why you are communicating with the machine. Simple answer. Tell me what is 5 into 6. They quickly answer. Tell me what is 234 into 578. They will never answer. So then you should answer. This is the reason we use machines. Machines are used to do complex tasks. Complex tasks in easiest way. That's the reason we use machines. Got it? Now, okay. See, you are communicating with the machine. Friend, you created four instructions. Sir, which language? Is it mandatory to use English language only? No. It can be English. It can be Telugu. It can be Hindi. It can be Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, Odisha, anything. Oriya, anything. Just to create the statements, you have to select one language. Which language means there is no strict rule that you have to use English only. In the same way, to communicate with the machine, we use one instruction set. Let's say adding two numbers, A value, B value, just adding them and printing them. Sir, which language you are using, sir? Again, same story. There is no strict rule. You can use a C language like English. You can use a C++. Okay. You can use a Java. You can use Python. Any language you can use. Just say consider English, Hindi, Telugu, Tamil like this. Any one language, you can use it. But write the program. But write the program. So what is the purpose of this program? What is the purpose of this program? This is actually called source code. What it is called? Source code. Sir, who will understand this source code? Who will understand this source code? Only programmers will understand the source code. Is a programmer. Programmer, or we can say coder. Programmer create the programs. What is the program? Program is a set of instructions. Program. Set of instructions. Called what? Source code. Who will understand? Programmer only will understand. Machine will not understand. Why, sir? Machine understands only ones and zeros. Machine code only. Machine understands only machine code. So there should be a translator. If two people talking, okay. But for example, your language is not understandable by another person means what? First, a translator should be ready. You have given some instructions. Those instructions will be converted by the translator. Sir, who is the translator here? Compiler is a translator that converts the source code into machine code. Machine code means what? Is a binary code. Then the binary code will submit as an input to the computer. Then it will process and it will generate the output. It will generate the output. Simple one. Easily we can answer. Got the point? Okay. So once again, if anyone asks, what is the purpose of learning programming language? First, in your mind, the general communication should be present. If you are communicating with your friend, set of instructions required. Why communication? Just sharing the information. In the same way, if you want to communicate with the machine, what is required? Program is required. So again, question will come, sir, why you are communicating with the machine? Then this is your answer. This is an easy task we can directly do. But this is a complex task, we use machine. But to communicate with machine, what is required? Program is required. Set of instructions required. Which programming language? It's your wish. Any one programming language you can select. Using the programming language, you are writing the program. Technically, it is called what? Source code. Source code is just like an English statements. Just like an English statements. Sir, who will understand? Who will understand that source code? Programmer only will understand. Who will understand? Programmer will understand. Machine cannot understand. Sir, what machine understands? Ones and zeros. This is machine code. Machine code. Only ones and zeros machine will understand. So then what we have to do, then how can you communicate? There is a translator. What is a translator name? Compiler. Compiler converts the source code into machine code. Once you convert into machine code, then we are passing as an input to the computer. So all these things are important. All these things are important. That is the one. Hope you got it. Hope you got it. Right. Is the one. Next one is just a simple history about the C, about program. What is a programming language? What is a translator? All these things. All these things. So why we use machines? Why we use machines? To do complex tasks in easy way. What is a program? Program is a set of instructions to communicate with the machine, or nothing but to give some instructions to machine to do those complex tasks. What is programming language? To create programs. That's all. To create programs. What is the source code? The code written by using programming language and understandable to machine. Sorry, understandable to programmer. So what machine understands? Machine code. Machine code. Binary code contains only ones and zeros. Ones and zeros understandable by machine. Understandable by machine. Who will convert that source code into machine code? Compiler converts source code into machine code. That's it. These are the first basic points to understand. These are the basic points to understand first. Okay, how we are using and where we are using. Next, the second one, right? The basic introduction is about programming language, and everything given. Everything. A few more points about this one. Few more points is already we documented. We have already documented. So in that documentation, what are the concepts given? So those I'm explaining again one by one, one by one. Few features about that C programming. One feature is, one feature is C programming language is used to develop applications. How many types of applications are there? How many types of softwares are there? Okay. Mainly divided into two types. Mainly divided into two types. First one is system software, or we can say standalone applications. Standalone applications means what? Let's say an example. Whenever you purchase your laptop or computer or mobile without internet connection, I mean, what all the softwares you installed? What all the softwares you installed? Got it? And without internet connection, what all the softwares you are using? what all the softwares we are using. First point is that software must be installed in your computer. Okay. Run on single computer, single machine. Third one is internet connection is not required. Is not required. Okay. So these are again divided into two types. Standalone again divided into two types. First one, system software. The second one is an application software. System software and application software. System software is a OS. Best example, operating system, drivers, embedded applications. Embedded means what? For Xerox machine app. Okay, like a projector app. For projector, one application is required, na? Projector application. For example, washing machine app. For washing machine also, app is required. Washing machine also, app is required, like this. Application software means what? MS Office, VLC media player. All these are comes under application. But remember, all these softwares you need to install in your computer. Main thing is without internet connection, you can use. Without internet connection is called standalone applications. Second one is a web applications, web apps. Web applications, two things. No need to install software. Run from multiple machines at a time. Multiple machines in network. What is required? Internet connection is required. Without internet connection, you cannot use. Best examples, Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp. Okay, e-commerce applications, let's say Flipkart, like a bus reservation system, rail reservation system. Okay, all these internet applications are called web applications. So very easy. Applications are divided into two types. Standalone applications. Second one is a web applications. Standalone applications again divided into two types. System software, application software. System softwares means what? Best example, OS. Without OS, without operating system, you cannot start any computer. You cannot start any computer without operating system. Second one is an application software, like MS Office. Like to perform other things, like if you want to play video, VLC player is required. If you want to create one PowerPoint presentation, MS Office is required. Okay, normally like that we use. Hope you got it. Next, web applications with internet connection. Just because every day we are using all these things, so easily you can understand. Easily you can understand. Okay, this is the point. Next, a few more things are there. Theory concepts first, then slowly we will enter into the programming part. So don't worry about that. Today completely we learn about the theoretical concept, then few little programs I'll explain. Okay, now next one is, what is the difference between compiler, and of course it is not belongs to C language, but they're asking the question interpreter. What is the difference between a compiler and interpreter? Let's say I'm writing 100 lines of code. That source code is there. We have written the code. Suppose 100 lines source code is there. Consider each line you have written, whatever, just program I'm saying. Just 100 lines code I'm writing. Somewhere there is an error at line number 62 or 63. There is an error. Total 100 lines you have written. There's a small error at line number 63. If it is a compiler, what compiler will do directly, it will give that there is an error at line number 63. Please go and correct. Please go and correct. Then only I will convert into machine code. Direct warning. It will scan the entire source code at a time, all the 100 lines code, and give the error. Please go and check, there is a line number 63. Please correct that error so that I will translate all the 100 lines into machine code. That is what compiler. Compiler means what? All at once checking. Second one is a interpreter. Interpreter. When we interpret, first it will check first line is correct or not. Okay, then give the output. Second line is correct or not. Okay, then give the output. Third line is correct or not. Then give the output. So it gives the output for 62 lines of code. Then error at line number 63. Then stop executing. Stop executing. So this is called line by line checking. One is a all at once checking and a line by line checking. Got it? Source code means what? All at once checking. I mean, compilation means what? All at once checking. Okay. Interpretation means what? Is a line by line checking. That's a simple difference. Like if anyone asks, okay, na? And few more are there. Few more also there. But a few more about pre-processing, assembler and all slowly I'll explain. For that, first of all, first program explanation is also required. That's why. So don't worry about that. I'll explain. Right. Next one, simply they will ask, what is the history of C language? What is the history of C language? Is a one. Just give me 1 sec. Right. History of C language. It's a simple history. Of course, in most of the interviews, they never ask. Maybe in the exam point of view, if they ask. Okay. That C language developed by Dennis. Dennis Ritchie. When means what? Simply in early 1970s. And if anyone asks what is that location, like where means what? Where they developed means what? In just Bell Laboratories, Bell Labs. We can call it as. Okay. So before that, so many languages are there. It's like in 1950 to 60, assembly language is there. Next B language is there. And so that mostly in 1970, I think they started and they released the first version in 1972. In a 1972, that C language is a developed. That is. And the first book released in 1978. First book released by Ritchie. KR and C we can call it as. And C we can call it as. Like a Kerringen, we can say that name simply. Kernigan and Ritchie. So this is a very small book, but completely with the high programming sets. Like once you complete your C programming language, then only if you want to study that CARS and CN book is there, a very small book. If you see that, everything based on with pointers and all, so that you can understand easily. That is. Later, actually, somewhere in 1983, it is standardized using that ANSI. ANSI committee introduced one standardized C. That is. Later, all ANSI versions all only came. From 1983, all ANSI versions only came. Only ANSI versions. This is just like a basic history of C programming, but not that much required. Okay. Next one, mostly they will ask, what is the difference between procedural oriented programming and object oriented programming? Procedural oriented programming. Next one is a object oriented programming. They will ask, because one thing is what? C language is a procedural oriented programming language. Procedural programming versus object oriented programming. Procedural and object oriented programming is the one. Okay. It's very simple. Procedural oriented means what? C programming. C programming. Okay. In this C programming, we write functions. You will not understand now. Slowly you will understand. We are writing functions. We are writing functions. Best example is, so many examples are there. C. Basic programming language is an old one. One more old is a Fortran, Pascal. So many are there. So many are there. That is. Just only functions we are writing. Sir, what are the functions and all? I'll explain very clearly. Second one is a Second one is a object-oriented programming. Object-oriented. Oops, concepts. So many are there. Java, C++, Python, .NET, Android, everything. So many are there. Here only one thing extra will be added. That is a class. But sir, now it is confusing. Don't worry. Inside again, we are writing the functions, but here you can call it as methods. Only extra thing is what classes and objects will be added. Everything like encapsulated, we just use classes, objects, like encapsulation. Some concepts will come, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. These things will come. But after completion of all these things, you know, at least some concepts about C language and object-oriented programming. Then what are the real differences you will understand? Real differences you will understand. Now you cannot understand the difference. Procedural-oriented programming contains functions. Object-oriented programming contains classes and methods, like this one. Procedural-oriented programming examples, object-oriented programming examples. Enough. Not much about this one. Not much about this one, because without knowing the concept, suppose if I explain anything about this, you will get confused. You will get confused. That's the reason. Only simple thing. Hope you got the point. Right. Next one is today one very, very important concept is whenever you are writing the program, so actually after writing the programs we have to discuss, but I'm explaining clearly. What is algorithm? What is algorithm? And next one, what is the flowchart? Or what is a pseudocode? And what is the flowchart? And then what is the code? There are 4 stages actually. There are 4 stages. Writing algorithm. Next, writing the pseudocode. Next one, what is the flowchart? And how can we convert into code? With the definitions one by one, we are discussing. Let's say starting with the simple example, addition of 2 numbers. Here definition is important. Sir, coding we don't know. Directly you started coding means don't worry. I'll explain clearly. The first one is algorithm. So if they ask what is algorithm? What is algorithm? Just solve the problem. Solve the problem, right, by writing into English statements. Just explain the problem, solution in English statements. So what is that? So what is that? It's a simple one. First one is step-by-step code. What is the problem statement? Adding 2 numbers. So start. First step is a start. Second step is take 2 variables. Take 2 variables A and B. A and B, because to store the values. To store the values. That is also you can write. Just to store values. Third one, add A and B and store result into C. Let me explain the code also. Then clearly you will understand. Clearly. Normally how you write the code. Again, the code I'll explain. You don't worry. What is stdio.h, right? What is this main and all I'll explain. You don't worry about this. See, first one is, this is starting point. Let's say start. This is start. Take two variables A and B. See, take two variables A and B. I'm taking like this. Take two variables A and B. Just this line, but explanation in English like this. Okay. Add A and B and store result into C. Add A and B and store the result into C. This is adding A and B. This is storing the result into C. Just this single line we are writing into this one. Next one is what? Print. Just print C value. Print C value as a result. Fifth step is what? Stop. Is a finish. Code only. But see, whenever I'm explaining the code, taking two variables A and B, add A and B, store the result into C, print C, then complete the code. So what is coming from my mouth, what I'm explaining, that is called algorithm. Algorithm, just in English statements, representing the solution line by line, line by line. Simply that is called algorithm. Sir, what is a pseudocode? Mostly they will ask, what is a pseudocode? Pseudocode means what? It's the same English only. Same English, but not complete English statement. Easy English statements. Okay, to explain the code. How to write? It's easy. Same. Mostly they will write in capital letters. Start. Take two variables A and B means what? Simply they call read A comma B. Add A and B and store the result into C means what? Simply they will write C arrow mark A plus B. Giving same meaning, na? Next one is the print C. Finish. Stop. Look at this. This is also same. This is also same. But this is pure English. But this is like a simplified English. This is called like a pseudocode. This is like a pseudocode. Simple. After this pseudocode, we are writing the flowcharts. First of all, to write the flowchart, a few more things are important. Flowchart means what? Same program representing diagrammatically. But in diagrams, we write representing start and stop with oval. This is start. And this is end. These are called terminals. Terminals, you are representing with the oval symbol. Next, variables A and B. Reading and printing, you need to represent with the parallelogram. Parallelogram means like this. Parallelogram. This is important. Read A comma B. But see, any operation you are doing, it's not parallelogram. It's a rectangle. It's a rectangle. C is equal to A plus B. Reading and printing also parallelogram only. Again, printing also parallelogram like this. Parallelogram. Print the C value. Print the C value. Then end it. End it. One more decision box is there. When we go for if conditions, for loops and all, we'll see that this is the decision box. First one is a oval. Oval is called terminals. Terminals. Start, comma, end. Start, comma, end. Parallelogram. Parallelogram represents reading and printing. Reading and printing. Rectangle is representing processing. Processing. These are the items we need to represent. Same code only. The code we are representing in the form of diagram is called flowchart. The code we are representing, right, in the form of diagram is called flowchart. Hope you got it. Then finally, we are writing into the code. Finally, we are writing into the code. That's all. Okay. So this is about that theoretical concept. And after explanation of the first program, then one more theoretical concept is the assembly code, object type code, and all I'll explain. Everyone, please open Google. Please open Google, everybody. Right. I'm just using online compiler few days. After that, what to install and how to install, I'll explain. So don't worry. Online C compiler. Online C compiler. Just type online C compiler. Go to that. The first option, program is like online C compiler. Click on this. So then the website will come. Look at this. This is the first code. Let me explain the first code. Okay. Our first program is just hello world. I'm writing hello world. Based on this, first I'll explain the first program, then structure I'll explain, then what are the parts and everything I'll explain. Okay. Here, addition of two numbers program I'm writing. Sir, we don't know. Don't worry. Okay, because for structure of C program, I'm explaining. Okay. How to print and all. This one also I'll explain. So don't worry. As of now, not required. But let me explain the code first. This is the first code. This is the first code. What is the purpose of this first program? Just adding two numbers program. Adding two numbers program. This one. So few points are there. Program execution is automatically starts from the main function. Remember that. C program execution is automatically starts from main function. Main function. When you run the code, execution starts from main. Sir, what is that function? In functions concept, you will get initially just a little theory. This is main start and main end. Main start and main end. Sir, who will execute? Who will start means what? Operating system. Operating system will start. And what is that return 0? If they ask, is giving information to operating system is the concept of giving information to operating system that program successfully executes. Just giving the information to the operating system about program successfully executed. That's all. Got it? But clearly about the return type and all here, we will discuss mostly in 2 days about the concept called functions. So there you will get clarity. So don't worry about that. Don't worry. Next, if you want to print any message on the screen, they have given one function called printf function. Printf is a library function and is used to print any message on screen. But printf function is belongs to this stdio library file. stdio. stdio. std means what? Is a standard. I means what? Input. O means what? Output. Library file that contains printf function. And if you want to include any file, this is H means what is called a header file. H is called a header file. And what is hash include? Hash include, we actually call it as a preprocessor directive. Is used to add libraries to our program. Add libraries to our program. That is a hash include. Finally, if you want to print anything, printf function is required. Printf function is belongs to stdio library file, header file. How to add that header file means what? Using hash include preprocessor directive. Using hash include preprocessor directive, we can include. This is the one. So based on this one, if anyone asks, tell me the structure of C program means what? First step is what? Writing all the header files. Writing header files is the first one. Got it? It is structure. Structure of C program. Second step is what? Second step is what? Writing the main function. Writing main function. Third step is what? These are the variables. What are the variables and all? I'll tell you. Don't worry. Just for explanation sake, I'm right. Variables declaration area. And the next one is a processing area. Any operations you are doing, processing area. After processing, printing. Printing results. Printing results and closing. And closing. That's it. If anyone asks, tell me the structure of C program, what to write first? You should tell header files. What to write after header files? Main function. What to write first inside the main function? Variables declaration area. Then logic, any operation you do, processing. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, anything. Then finally print the result and the closing area. Okay. Everyone, please write this program and run the program. Not this one. Not this one, please. Just giving that message is a hello world. Hello world. Okay. I'm writing some of the examples now. As a please write along with me. Please write along with me. And just drop the message in the chat box once you have finished. Do it. Everyone open online C compiler. Some of the examples we will practice today. Thank you, Mochit. See, one printf statement we are writing is printing that hello world output. Now I'm printing like this. Let's say hi, hello, welcome. We are writing. Even though we are writing in three separate printf statements, but when you run the output is a hi, hello, welcome, side by side is printing. Please check the output for this. Right. If you want to print in the next line, see, first I'm writing like this, printf /n. /n is a new line character. We can say escape character also. Escape character also we can call. This is comment, single line comment I'm writing. /n is called escape character or escape sequence to send the control to new line. So when you run the code now, hi, in the next line, hello, and in the next line, welcome is printing. Hi, hello, welcome is printing. You got it. Now, sir, 5 lines of code you have written. Instead of that, this /n you can write here also. This /n you can write simply here also. Then this statement's not required. Same output you will get. Hi, hello, welcome. Please check this output. Quickly write the code and just drop the message once you have done. Right. Now again, so again, why writing in a 3 statements? Can't we write in a single statement also means what? Yes. This one here and this one here. Good. See here, now everything comes under single statement like this. Do this one also. Perfect. So this is what just writing the simple program. Writing the simple program. The next one is the concept is after writing the basic program, variables concept is important. What are the variables? What are the variables? And why the variables are important? Mainly, let's say if I'm taking program. Best example, you are developing application for banking. Let's say it's a banking application. What is the main purpose of banking application, you know? What is the main purpose of banking application is only one thing. Store account holders data. Simply to say balance, account number, IFSC code, mobile number, age, gender, address, mail ID, and all. Second one is doing operations on data. Balance is there. With the balance, what you can do? You can withdraw. Is a function. Deposit is a function. Right? Bill payment is a function. Recharge is a function. All these are functions. So every program contains only two things. One is a variables. Variables are used to store information. Store information. Plus, second one is a functions. Functions are used to perform operations on information. Variables are used to store information. Functions are used to perform operations on information. Two things, variables and functions. Hope you got it. See, how to do variables and all. Main variables are, you need to understand along with the data types. Briefly later, first mainly to write some programs today. Mainly, what are the data types and all? First one is, the first one, integer type. Integer is used to store integer values. Integer values means what? Like a person age, how many days in a week, how many days in a year, some negative value, like this. Got it? Next. Decimals comes under float. Float is used to store decimal values. Decimal values. Pi value, like a 3.142. Height of the person, like a weight of the person, and all these things comes under is a float type. Which type is a float type? Next one is character, just to say that to store single character. Single, like a, like a small z, like at the rate, dollar, male representation M, female representation F, and so on. And so on. Okay. Next one is like a fourth one. A very, very important one is a string. But string directly not there in C language. We can say character array or character pointer. I'll explain, don't worry. To store like name of the person, double quotes. To store like a password ABC @123. To store like a mail ID. These are mainly data types, integer, float, character, and string. Because to store all the details we are representing. And one more very important thing is what? A format specifiers. Format specifier. If it is an integer, percentage %d. This is important. If it is a float, percentage %f. If you write the programs, then you will get clarity. Not a big thing. Percentage %c for character. Percentage %s for the string. Percentage %s for the string. is a 1. Got it? Integer, float, character, and string. Float, character, and string. Hope you got it. Now, how can we do convert into programs? Let me explain. Few points. Now come back to the coding part. I'm taking variables. Integer, let's say age is equal to 23. Look at this, I'm printing. Not directly age. What type it is? Integer, na? Int. So, you must write in double quotes %d, comma, age. Will give the output is 23. Okay, please do. All I'll explain one by one with variables also. Got it? Any message if you want to add before age is equal to, or let's say colon, anything also you can add. Please add the message also before. Right. See here, one example. If I'm not writing, here it is, I'm not writing this value and I'm trying to print means what? It gives one garbage value. Garbage value means what? Just a random integer value it will give. Right? It's a garbage value. Here, inside the function, if you write any variable is called local variable. Local variables automatically initialize with the garbage values. Garbage values means what? Some random values. We can't guess. So which value will print means what? The garbage value will print. That we need to take care. So you need to give some value initialization. So that value is a, see, look at this changing every time. See, changing every time. Some random value will be assigned to this one. It's called garbage value. And two variables are there. Look at this. Before the main, if you declare any variable, let's say A, this is called global variable. Inside, if you declare any variable B is called local variable. If you are printing A value, A, and in the same way, sending the control to next line also, slash and I'm adding here. Please try to understand, easy code. And the B value also we are printing. B value. Look at this, A value is a 0 will print properly. B value is a some garbage value print. Global variables Automatically initializes with the default values. Automatically initializes with the default values. Integer is a 0. Float is a 0 point up to precision 6 zeros. Character is a blank character. String is a null character. I'll show you. Don't worry. All I'll show you. But local variables automatically initializes with the garbage values. Initializes with the garbage values. Okay. Please write the code and check the output, everyone. Hope you got it. Working or not? Please drop the message once you're done. Good, good. Everything in the notes. Don't need to take the notes. The only thing is what you need to practice along with me. Perfect. Now see here, as we discussed, like one person details I want to store, let's say. Person details I want to store. Name. Name is a string. String. Size you need to specify. Let's say maximum 20 characters you enter. Strings you must represent with the double quotations, double quotes. Double quotes. Let's say Amar. What is the age? Age is an integer. Let's say 23. Gender is a character. First, for example, height. Height is a float. It's like, let's say 5.8. Gender is a character. Single character or single quotes. Male. Observe here a simple point. When it is a multiple characters, set of characters called string, put it in double quotes. And here maximum how many characters we should represent. Just generally I'm taking. Clearly in strings concept and arrays concept you will get clarity. See here same char and char only. But here square brackets are there. Here square brackets not there. Means single character representing with the single quotes. Integer and float. So when you are printing, this printing is very, very important. It's a string. I already told you string means percentage yes, comma. Next age. Age is an integer, percentage D. Float. Height is a float, percentage F. Gender is a character, percentage C. Look at this. String means percentage yes. Character is a percentage C. And in the same order you need to write name, comma, age, comma, height, comma, gender. Name, comma, age, comma, height, comma, gender. All the four we are writing. Percentage yes, comma, percentage D comma, percentage F comma, percentage C. All we need to write. Just run. See here, only one thing, 5.800000. Precision up to 6 we given. Sir, I need only 2 means 0.2F. Only 2 decimals will give. Sir, I need only 1 means what? 0.1F. 0.1F. Look at this. Please write the code and check the output. Now here I am just representing with a, not with the comma separator. Look at this. Clearly name is equal to, next I am writing slash n. Hope you got right. Next one, age is equal to slash n. Height is equal to, gender is equal to. In 4 lines, clearly it will give the output like this. Where is the gender is missing? Slash n. In a single, but in a 4 lines we are giving. Sir, no sir, confusion means what? Just write in a 4 printf statements or in a single statement. Please make it. Very good, very good. Others also please try. Good, good, good. And now, based on that, based on this knowledge, one more little theoretical concept that is important. So what is the complete life cycle? What is the complete life cycle of a C program or a C application? Better we can call it as C application. So first of all, using C program, you will write the code called app.c. Right, with our discussion, what we have discussed. So that is directly by the compiler. Compiler converts the machine code. The machine code will be run and it will give the output. No, so many stages are there. First of all, it will be submitted to preprocessor. Preprocessor is one program. So what preprocessor will generate? App.i file will generate. App.i. Sir, what is app.i? What preprocessor will do? What preprocessor will do? Let's say hash include stdio.h. Complete that stdio library code will be added to your program. Let's say one example I'll write. I'm writing int main and inside I'm just writing that printf hello. How many lines of code we have written? How many lines of code we have written? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if you compile the code, what will be the output, you know? When you compile, output is a 626 lines generated, compiled successfully. Where are the 620 lines? Where are 620 lines from? So, it's a simple answer is in stdio.h, total 620 lines are there. All the 620 lines code added by the preprocessor. Added by the preprocessor. It will generate app.i. That app.i file again will generate, submit to the compiler. What compiler will do? Compiler will generate a file called app.s file will add. S file contains which one means what is assembly code will contains. It contains assembly code. It's like some intermediate language code. In Google, if you search, tell me assembly code means what it will give. This assembly code will be submitted to the assembler now. Assembler. What assembler will generate? Assembler will generate the file called object type file. OBJ file will generate. That OBJ not only, so for example, sir, can you write one program into multiple files? Yes. Like here it is, some more files will be there. App.obj file. Like one more like a.obj file, b.obj file. It's a combination of files. I'll explain why it is. Suppose it's a small program, okay, you can write in a single file. If it is large program, we divide into multiple files. For this, object file will be generated. This one object file will be generated. And this one object file will be generated. All files linking together by the linker. Finally, that linker will generate exe file, executable file will generate. Who will generate? Linker will generate that executable file. Hope you got it. And that exe file, when you run, then loader will allocate memory inside the RAM and run from memory. Memory means RAM only, na? Who will run means what? Processor. Who will run? Processor, like a CPU, central processing unit. So in the life cycle of a C application, every application contains these many areas. App.c, app.i, app.s, app.obj, app.exe. C file contains the source code. I file contains a pre-processed code. App.s contained compiled code, that is assembly code. Assembler will generate that objective type file. All objective files linking by the linker and giving that exe file. Finally, when you run, loader will load the file into RAM by allocating some memory and run by the CPU. Of course, in computer, everything will run by right runner only. This is the one. Okay.